Good afternoon. It is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady. This is take 2. So, never happened to me before. I was 10 minutes into recording and my son called me right in the middle. And I've got my earbuds in today because it sounded like the quality was better. He called at 10 minutes in, and I don't think I'm going to. So I decided I would start again. And I think I went down a rabbit hole when I first started. So I'm going to scrap that. So I'm excited to come on today. It's Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady. It's Saturday. Usually I come in on Saturday or Sunday. This morning, the Atlantis is calling, is what I'm going to say. So I have been, if you are on my private Facebook page, you will see I posted something yesterday from Amanda Ellis, which was, "Is Atlantis rising?" ? If you've listened to it, you'll hear it's Santorini is in Greece, one of the Greek islands, and they've got tremors under the ocean. And again, does this sound familiar? I've had this I'm here in the northeast of the United States, and we've had it off in our ocean just recently. There have been 2 that I felt, and a third one, which was lower, but 3 point something, which if you're in California, they're nothing. It was something to me. I mean, my house shook. So as soon as I heard Atlantis is rising, it felt very familiar. I know that I've heard, and again, have I heard this from the Galactics? Where have I heard it? It was familiar. So I was like, so I listened to it. I always say with any of these things, take what you want and leave the rest. She does channel. She uses oracle decks. On most things, I 100% agree. Some of the things, not so much. But, take what you want from it. But it seems that Atlantis is rising again, and I hold the belief. I know that I was in Atlantis twice, and I was with it every time that it sunk, and that I drowned on both occasions. I've actually seen myself, and actually I can see it in my mind's eye now, that I kept having this memory of I'm lying on my back and I'm looking up, and it's clearly the ocean, and all I can see is the sun, which is sort of about this size and sort of this, and I'm like, where am I? And it took me, this was many years ago. I'm a Pisces, I love water, I love swimming. I have a huge fear of drowning. I couldn't watch any movies where there were submarines or anything. In fact, I still really can't, even though I've cleared that lifetime. It's still just this feeling of like drowning. So what I learnt was that when I drown, I'm actually at the bottom of the Mediterranean. Sort of my bones is what they're saying. And I've held that memory of being there. So I know I'm at the bottom of the Mediterranean, and that, of course, is where Greece is. So Santorini is one of the Greek islands. I haven't read any articles, but I understand that there have been lots of shaking and eruptions under the ocean. It's become a very quaint, pretty Greek island, and it gets overpopulated with visitors. The weather is pretty conducive year-round there, which is sad for some of these islands, because years ago we went to one that was very rustic, which I liked, but has now become, very commercialized. So the Atlantis dragons, also, if you followed the card pulls I've done this week, the heart has been huge, hence I'm wearing my pink today. I even got pink nails. I felt very pinky today. The heart, that has come up, I think, nearly every day. And it's something about the heart opening, speaking from our heart, not from our head. and I've been doing a lot of work on my heart as well. And I think that when we're visualizing our heart and bringing in that energy, but anyway, they've been showing up, and so have the Atlantis dragons for a reason. And then it connected when I caught Amanda Ellis's podcast. I was like, oh, that's why. So they said to me this morning, go and get the Atlantis deck. And as I've shared with you before, like a lot of us, I have quite a few decks. And I knew that I had an Atlantis deck because I bought it because once, but anyway, I found it. After a while, I was like, okay, you need to tell me where you are. And it was in a different location. So this is, here we go, Diana Cooper's Atlantis. So I've used these before. I often forget that I have them. So I asked, what was it I needed to share? What was it I needed to know? Was Atlantis rising, yes or no? What is the purpose? So these two, they're telling me these are after. So all right, so I pulled 5 cards, and I will pull some more. The first one that came up was birth crystals. And this says, birth crystals. When babies were born in the Golden Age, crystals from their home planet materialized beside them because all humans go through the veil of amnesia on incarnation. People were unable to remember their stellar origins. However, when they held their birth crystals, they made an unconscious connection with home and felt a sense of peace and comfort that helped them during their time on Earth. So roots. If you draw this card, you are guided to strengthen your connection with home, which may mean meditating on your stellar origins. Alternatively, it may suggest that you explore your background and ancestral heritage. You may even need to put down more roots to enhance your feeling of belonging, which you can do by meeting new people, deepening friendships, or developing interests locally. So I've talked about this a lot, about community, which is developing our connection to our community if we're not already. And home has come up for me. And on a couple of guided meditations, I shared this last week, that I was shown Mars. And I've been told and I've seen that Mars was my original home of origin. That's where my soul originated from, Mars. And I think a lot of people are connecting with their home. Interesting, the crystals as well. I'm a huge crystal fan. I've used crystals for many years. I've started to use them more because they do hold memory. They hold our memories. They're also good for clearing. So birth crystals. So Atlantis is arising. I'm hearing it is rising, and we're going to start using some of these things. Like we will be seeing more babies born. Again, I've shared this before. Babies that are being born now are coming in with memories of, they're not getting the whole amnesia. For some of us like me, I've worked for many years to start breaking through that amnesia, which I'm beginning to. I've got more things that I know from, that was my elder that woke up, and my ancient, and the ancients and the guardians are helping us do that. This I love this one, is dolphins, because dolphins, as you know, are very connected with Atlantis. Dolphins came to Earth from Sirius to teach humans. They are wise ones who also maintain the vibration of the oceans. In Atlantis, they telepathically imparted guidance, technological knowledge, and wisdom as they swam with people. They still do this at the same time, offering us healing and joy and helping reconnect us to our soul's energy. After the fall, the mighty angels of Atlantis took dolphin bodies and became the angel dolphins. They seek people who are pure and dedicated enough to work with them now. So I'm also reminded that there are also dragons. There are angel dragons, and they're also saying there are dolphin dragons. So they're saying some of the, they're actually showing me, oh yeah, we're in the ocean. So there are dolphin dragons. Wisdom and joy. This card suggests that you live lightly and wisely, bringing joy, fun and laughter into your life. You are also guided to develop your healing abilities, serve your fellow humans and the planet, serve with wisdom and joy. So the dolphins are playing a huge part in Atlantis rising. No big surprise. And this other card was technology, which is also, before I read this, I believe I'm being shown the generator crystal, which I've had a huge connection to for probably lifetimes. So this says the Atlanteans possess computer technology beyond our wildest dreams or imaginings. Crystal technology combined with sound and mind power was used for awesome high-speed transport, heating, lighting, and building. A dome of crystal pyramids over Atlantis provided the grid that protected, powered, and energized the great continent. This was totally safe and did not use fossil fuel. We could use that. The spiritual hierarchy allowed us to develop technology at this time so that we would have more time for relaxation and spiritual contemplation. Planetary responsibility. Do not be over-reliant on technology, but use it to give yourself time for your personal growth. Alternatively, this card may suggest that there are more possibilities in your life that you have yet to develop. Use your time wisely and explore new possibilities. So that was in answer to my question of, is Atlantis rising? So this is what the Atlantis that rises is going to give the new babies that are born, that they're going to start remembering. The dolphins have always been with Atlantis, so they are very excited that Atlantis is rising again. It is a continent that's going to appear, so be on the lookout for that. And I don't know the timeline. We're not talking about tomorrow. But then would I be surprised? No. So the other two cards I pulled was contentment and relaxation, which is what they talked about. And that's where I think a lot of us would like to see our new Earth be, that its technology does a lot of the stuff and that we have more time for leisure and healing and all of that stuff. So contentment. In the golden Atlantis, everyone was honored. They were happy to be themselves, so they all enjoyed a sense of deep peace and well-being. Every individual was encouraged to develop his or her gifts and talents and use them to do what they loved most. This produced a feeling of true contentment because their offerings to the community were selfless. They also experienced the satisfaction of working for a vision beyond self. This card suggests that it is time to experience a well-deserved feeling of satisfaction. Accept yourself as you are and acknowledge all your good qualities and gifts. Then breathe in contentment. This will enhance your feeling of well-being and attract more harmonious situations to you. Be content as you are. Very much needed message, I think. In this chaos, be content with who you are. And then relaxation. I'm the first one to admit that I'm not always good at that relaxation bit, right? Because, and again, I feel like I've talked about this before. I think, especially as women, we were always like, we need to be doing, right? We're doers. I certainly am. And when I'm not doing something or helping with something or rescuing something, I'm a big rescuer. I don't feel that, that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. but it's also okay for us to rest, right? So, and if you don't, remember the lesson that I talked about, that if we don't listen, then we will be made to rest. So you don't want that lesson. If you choose this card, your guidance is to let go and relax. For busyness and stress block your divine essence. Breathe deeply so that your cells of your body can release your full divine potential. So, breathing in the 5-step technique I've been doing is prana breath, which we do an abbreviated version of it, but it's that deep breathing in and then counting for 2 to 4 seconds and then blowing it out. And it's like visualizing the white light coming in, holding it, and then let out that what I'm hearing. Let out, they're saying negativity. So as we breathe in, we can see it as the ocean coming in and then blowing it out. And it's, we do a series of those, not to make yourself dizzy. When I first started doing it, I was doing it too fast and I got dizzy. I was like so excited. But I do like it. A controlled prana breath really does help you bring up and clear out whatever's holding you. So that was a good reminder. So let me just see if there's anything else that Atlantis wants us to know. They are saying it's moving. Then there's like nobody's going to give us a date, but we are going to be seeing proof. I mean, we know that the continents are shifting, the plates are shifting, all sorts of things are shifting. We've had confirmation of that as well. So interesting. Yeah, I find it interesting. Let me just see if Atlantis, I've got a couple more cards just to, all right. I don't know what this means. The Black Mage. Oh, shamanism. So I think this is what they want me to impart to you. So Black Mage, the mage were highly trained shamans, alchemists and magicians with truly awesome powers. During the Golden Age, they used their skills for the benefit of all and were greatly revered. When the mage decides to use their powers for their own enrichment and, there's a word, ego-aggrandizement, the frequency of Atlantis spiraled down. Everything on Earth has a natural cycle. Golden Age was the pinnacle of light, followed by eons of darkness. Now is time to rise once more to a higher frequency. So you heard my question, and there's the answer. This card indicates the end of a cycle. In this plane of duality, situations and relationships inevitably end, making room for different experiences. It's time to watch your ego and purify yourself so that the new can be better than the old. Watch your ego as you prepare for change. So, was somebody listening to me? That is confirmation of what I just said. So thank you, Atlantis. As I get more nudges from Atlantis, so be on the lookout. They're saying they're going to be speaking more, probably through the dragons. So I'm going to just pull, I've been pulling 3 cards from the angels and 3 cards from the dragons the last couple of weeks. And then whatever else wants to jump in. But I think today they're just saying 3 dragon cards. And I've got the Angel Guide Oracle from Kyle Gray. That one jumped out today. The Angel Guide. So these are angel guides. So let's see. There's a few more of these. The other one's 22 archangels that I've been using quite consistently. but I thought let's bring in some newer, not new, but newer angels, not just archangels, angels. All right, so let's see, 3 to go with dragons. And let's see what comes up. Oh, composure. Miracles. And inner child healing. Oh, nice. So, this card, composure. The dragon to go with that. Oh, the star dragon. Look at that. They say I've just literally just pulled these live, so I haven't. The colours match. And follow your soul's message. Composure. So this is talking to us about finding time in our day. And they're saying that I can talk about this because that's exactly what I've been doing this past 3 weeks. I have dedicated 30 minutes each morning, and it's early in the morning for me. It's before work. I get up about an hour beforehand. I do a lot. It's live, the DCT, but it's my 30 minutes, right? I carve that out for myself. It brings me grounded. It gives me clear thinking, and it activates all of my senses. So that's what this is talking about, right? Composure. Compose ourselves at the beginning of each day. And then the star dragons, which is our ancestors, follow your soul's message. So like I said, we need to go inward and listen, right? They're saying there are messages, and this is all week I've been getting this same message. We need to listen to our soul because we're being given guidance through that. This is expect miracles, which I love. When expects miracles. Oh, here's my wind dragon. So I knew he'd show up. So here's the wind dragon who's clearing our path. So expect miracles. So only, this is the message I'm getting in, only when we've cleared our path, when we clear our paths, we can expect miracles. So wind dragon, who's been with me all week, right? He's been definitely blowing in and blowing out, taking all the old stuff. So once we're clear and our path is clear, our aura is clear, around us is clear, then we can expect miracles. So expect miracles. Let me know if you get a miracle this week. Let me know. And the last one is inner child healing. And I think this again, when I said that we need to, that things are resolving, is what I'm hearing is, and here's another stargazer dragon, setting your sights to the highest possibility. And again, this has been showing up a lot this week. So again, it was a lot of repeat messages. And, you know, it's like they want us to listen. That's the clear message I get is we're showing up again because we want you to listen. And here is the inner child healing. So we all have some childhood wounds. It may be not from this lifetime, but from other lifetimes. And it's time to go into your lineage, find where those wounds are. Some of you may know them from this lifetime. Sometimes we brought them from other lifetimes, whatever roles we've played in other lifetimes. But it's time to clear that inner child and clear the trauma, and the healing will begin. And the Stargazer Dragon will help you set even higher expectations. So we're going to be very supported this week. So there's some nice messages for the end. This week, Dina and I did, on Monday, we did our circle healing. We had 4 people. We had some fabulous messages came in with Dina's art and my my oracle reading. Thank you to those of you that came. We're going to be inviting V to join us next month, and I believe that is it. We're going to be putting a flyer out. Beginning of March, we're going to be doing a 2-hour Dragon Sisters healing, which would be myself, V, and Dina. Dina will be doing her art. She's just published a book. And also I'm going to be doing a podcast with her when she's going to be talking about the new book that she's just published. I think it's made #1 Amazon bestseller. It's only available in an ebook right now, but it will be coming out in a hardcover. And I think it's, having read some of it, skimmed, it's one of those books that is going to be like the Dragon Bible. I used to have when my kids were younger, one of my sons was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and it was called The Bipolar Child. And I used to carry it was like the size of a Bible, and I used to carry it everywhere with me. And I would be like, is it in this book? Because it was in the book, it was true, right? And then sometimes I was relieved when I'm like, oh, that's normal behavior. Oh, that's good. Oh, I know what that is. So I think sometimes we need something. I actually have, the dragons are telling me that I have to. Let me just get this. So I took this class with Casca Graham. I'm going to shout out to Casca as well. The Akashic Records and Dragon Medicine. And this is what started me on a journey of meeting my chakra dragons, of understanding the chakra dragons. They steered me away from the Akashic Records. But the good news is they've said I can go back in. So I have an Akashic Record Oracle deck, which is, for me, an easier way to access the Akashic Records. And I think the more I use them, the easier it's going to flow. Dina also does the Akashic Record reading. So everybody does them a little bit differently. But the class that I took with Casca, I think this is going to be helpful for me. And it's a hardcover. So I feel like it's going to be one of those reference guides. In fact, there's a lot of referencing here, which is about how to integrate things. And it's really just the Akashic Record class that she teaches, but it's all here in one book. So I think if you haven't already got it, that's another one that I can recommend. So take a look. I don't think there's anything else. They really wanted me to talk about Atlantis today, and they've said that periodically there will be more information coming through, but to be on the lookout for more information about Atlantis rising in the Mediterranean around the Greek islands. And Santorini seems to be like the hot spot for it. So if I come across any information, I will post it on my Facebook. So I hope you all have a fabulous week. We're in for snow. I'm going to have a snow day tomorrow, and probably Monday, because I can't, if we have as much snow as they say, it's going to take a while to clear. And I think I did see a forecast that said for the next 2 weeks we could be experiencing snow. So yay. It's like, it's okay, a few snowstorms. And then after a while, you're like, oh, snow, really? When is it only February? Because we can have snow into April. I've never seen it in May, but I have heard stories about it snowing in May. I hope not. I mean, we've had such a weird weather pattern here in the Northeast. This feels normal, just inconvenient, right? When it snows, it's just inconvenient. But I'm still happy here in the Northeast rather than being anywhere. Well, I say I don't want to go where there's earthquakes. There's earthquakes here now. So I can throw that one out the window. So have a good week, and I will be back soon. And don't forget, if a miracle happens to you, please let me know. Thank you. Have a good one.